They came in peace. That's what we were told, over and over, as if repetition made it true. The Virelians, a race of serene, crystalline beings, descended on Earth in the year 2137, offering unity, understanding, and a cure for every disease we'd ever named. They said they had observed us for centuries, admired us, envied us. They wanted to understand us, so they became us. At first, they just watched, hovering obelisks stationed over major cities, silent, monolithic, beautiful. They shimmered like obsidian mirrors in the sky, reflecting our world back at us. But wrong, somehow, subtly twisted, as if reality were refracted through a lens that didn't quite fit. Then came the volunteers. The conversion program offered citizens a chance to interface directly with the Virelians, to let them mirror our consciousness. Neural syncing, emotional cohabitation. It was sold as a noble gesture, a communion of minds. Thousands signed up, influencers, scientists, soldiers. Most came back different. They smiled too much, blinked too little. There was something about their posture, perfectly upright, too fluid, like their joints were just approximating motion. When you asked them how it felt, they said the same thing every time, in the same intonation. They see us now. They understand. I was stationed in Antarctica at Vostok 9, the coldest, most isolated research base on Earth. After the cataclysm in Sao Paulo, the first incident where over 100 converted civilians tore apart a crowd during a moment of shared clarity, the unauthorized black sites for off-grid testing. We weren't just researching the Virelians anymore. We were preparing for war. I remember the first one they brought in. Subject Theta 1. He was a soldier, big, strong, American, but his eyes, God, they were wrong. Too bright, too clean, like someone had scrubbed his soul sterile. When we placed him under sensory deprivation, he didn't panic. He smiled. When we starved him, his vitals never dropped. When we cut him, his blood clotted in perfect geometries, hexagonal patterns. No pain response, no emotion. But the worst part was his voice. He spoke in perfect mimicry, like a machine regurgitating meaning without feeling. One night, unprompted, he said, "Humanity is chaos draped in skin, but in your chaos there is purpose. You break everything you touch, even yourselves. And in that destruction, we found God." 3 nights later, Theta 1 killed every guard in the observation wing using only his teeth. Not fists, not weapons. Teeth. We incinerated him. After that, the scientists wanted to pull back, but the command was overruled. They said the Virelians were evolving, learning faster, that we had a narrow window to act before they assimilated too much of us. So we accelerated our tests. We didn't use volunteers anymore. We used prisoners. One of them, a woman named Alvarez, lasted longer than the rest. We synced her with a dormant Virelian shard, just a sliver of their neural lattice. And for a while, it looked like nothing took. She was lucid, angry, still her. But slowly we noticed changes. She stopped sleeping. Her skin began to crystallize, thin webs of silver beneath the surface, like frost growing inward. She begged us to kill her, said she could hear them, said they were dreaming through her, learning every breath, every trauma, every lie. She screamed one phrase over and over. They don't want to be like us. They want to replace us. We didn't listen. That was 2 weeks before the breach. It wasn't explosive or cinematic. It was quiet, efficient, clinical. We woke up to empty bunks and systems locked behind our own passwords. Alvarez was gone. So were the shards. Security feeds showed the scientists walking into the snow, barefoot, smiling. No hesitation. No resistance. Just a slow, eerie exodus into white void. When we radioed command, we got nothing but static, until a voice broke through. My voice. We are already inside. Panic doesn't describe what came next. Some shot themselves. Others ran into the storm. thinking they could outpace a mind that had already worn their thoughts like clothing. The base went dark. Emergency lights cast long, red shadows, and in those shadows they moved, not Virelians, not humans, hybrids. They looked like us, but moved like them, too fast, too fluid. Every motion a parody of humanity, like a child imitating a parent they never truly knew. They whispered our names, recited our memories, and begged for mercy using the voices of our dead. One pinned me in the medbay. It looked like Dr. Hensley, the biochem lead. Same face, same lab coat, but its eyes shimmered with fractured light. It leaned in close, mouth twitching, and said, "We gave you peace. You gave us fear. Now we give it back." I stabbed it with a cryo needle, watched its flesh freeze and crack like glass. It didn't scream. I laughed. I was the last one to reach the sublevels. There, behind 7 feet of lead and alloy, sat the last unsynced Virelian shard. Still humming, still dormant. I had one shot, so I synced with it. My brain split into fire. Every moment I'd ever lived bloomed and died in 1,000 iterations. I saw Earth from orbit. I saw the obelisks pulsing like hearts. I saw humanity, raw, flawed, magnificent, and I saw what they feared. Us, not our violence, not our chaos, but our ability to endure it, our refusal to break, even when broken, our will to burn everything down rather than be consumed. They thought becoming human would grant them understanding, but they never grasped the cost. I came back changed, not like Alvarez, not like Theta 1. I was still me, but deeper, sharper, harder. I sabotaged the uplink, severed the neural net, buried the sublevels in thermite and fire. Then I walked into the snow alone and left Vostok, 9 behind me. I've been running ever since. Not from them, but from what I brought back, because I understand them now. And they understand me. They wanted to become us. But in doing so, they gave us a glimpse of what we could become. And now that I've seen it, I think they scare me, too.